Hello again, and for today I am going to be doing another entertainment-based video because I found a subject. Now, in the spirit of hammering after a demographic in terms of marketing these kinds of YouTube videos, one of my Star Wars videos blew up and has metrics that literally none of my videos have on YouTube. So I am going to start talking about the person that was in that subject of that video, which is J.J. Abrams. And there's more to talk about when it comes to J.J. Abrams, because even though I think he's a terrible writer and director, he is a clever girl when it comes to him being a producer, especially of television, especially of film. He knows who to schmooze. And so I'm going to talk about 5 and a maybe 6th set of people who, I don't know, let's just say are essentially as tentacles going all over Hollywood. And with each person, they are planted into some kind of position of power, or at least well known enough to be J.J. Abrams' guy, that it's kind of not troublesome, but definitely questionable. So let's start with one of the more recent tentacles that has been planted over at Lucasfilm. Her name is Michelle Rejwan. Off the top of my head, off the dome, Michelle Rejwan is now a production-based executive at Lucasfilm who is overseeing all forms of live-action production, because apparently that job wasn't filled before. And much like all of the people working at Lucasfilm in high positions of power right now, a lot of them don't have credits, and so does Michelle Rejwan. She was an assistant for a while, and then I don't know where she went to film school, but it doesn't really bode well. And I had an argument with Crypto Comics, I believe, on Twitter when it came to Kathleen Kennedy's overall skill levels, because if you ever just sit down and listen to someone talk about film, you can either pick up that they know a lot or that they know nothing. And every time with Kathleen Kennedy, I'm just like, dude, you are around so many of the giants, and you sound like some kind of first-time filmmaker. What are you talking about, bro? And also, she does a lot of the same corporate speak that a lot of people in the news media do. And so I have all these kinds of tells. And if you're just one of these LA production people, you tend to be more trusting. I have been scammed enough times to not be as trusting. And so that's why I kind of differ from what Crypto Comics was trying to tell me over Twitter. But yeah, Michelle Rejwan is, again, just a brown-haired, fair-skinned woman, questionable ethnicity, and no discernible skill level. So that is one tentacle stuck in Lucasfilm right now, as J.J. Abrams has wandered over into Warner Brothers. So let's talk about something that was in J.J. Abrams' past. Obviously, most people remember that he directed 2 of the reboot Star Trek films, also known as the Kelvin Timeline Star Trek films. And the writer of at least the first 2, I believe he was involved in Into Darkness, but he was definitely involved in Star Trek 09, was Alex Kurtzman with his writing partner at the time, Roberto Orci. Alex Kurtzman does stuff in and out with him now, rather than just doing stuff primarily with him. He did Transformers 1 and Revenge of the Fallen for Michael Bay with Roberto Orci, and both of those movies are of very middling quality. But Alex Kurtzman now is a slave to the Star Trek franchise. I kind of don't even think of him as doing much of anything else, even though I know he's done stuff. because of his direct attachment to Star Trek Discovery, the new CBS All Access show starring Zoe Saldana-looking black girl as that Michael character. It's just like but again, Star Trek Discovery is not a good television show whatsoever. I have heard way too many stories about how bad it is from people who are fans of all kinds of Star Trek. And when I hear someone talk about Star Trek Discovery, in my head, I'm just rewatching Galaxy Quest. Because if you're going to actually, like, ruin Star Trek, can you at least send it up in a very nice way? Because, Galaxy Quest is so good. Anywho, Alex Kurtzman, regardless of what happens with Star Trek, I think might actually stay there. And so that is Tentacle 2. Now, let's talk about Tentacle 3, because this goes even further back than Star Trek. If you didn't know, J.J. Abrams was the executive producer of the acclaimed television show Lost. He was not the showrunner. However, he did direct the pilot. And the showrunner is Damon Lindelof and Carlton Cuse. And I think all the talent is really with Carlton Cuse ever since I saw that show The Strain on FX. Because every fucking thing Damon Lindelof has touched since Lost has turned into dog shit. And it's so obvious. Like, the guy can't end anything. He did this Watchmen, like, fuck awful. I don't even know how to describe that show. It's supposed to be a sequel to the comic, but it has so little of, like, the comics, not aesthetic, but characterizations in it, of not, like, the actual characters, of, like, the world around it, that it makes no fucking sense. Like, you know, I forgot that in the Watchmen book, Vietnam is the 51st state, and they spend so much time over there, and I'm just like, wait, why? Like, this is really jarring. And again, they try to, you know, supplant Cold War paranoia with more racism, and it's just really fucking cringe. And then you get Dr. Wakanda, and you're just like, what am I sitting through? And so, yeah, that's Damon Lindelof right now. I don't know what this guy's doing. However, I know he's J.J. Abrams' boy. He recommended him to Ridley Scott for Prometheus. He recommended him to Paramount for Star Trek Into Darkness. And because of this, Damon Lindelof gets around, even though I think he's a fucking fraud and a terrible creative person. He has no discernible skills that I can really see anymore. And because he is a woke Jew, he is going around being like, let me tell the stories of the really woke. And I'm just like, please, suck a hollow point bullet. So that's Tentacle 3. Tentacle 4 doesn't have a lot of power. However, he is an actor that J.J. Abrams frequently fucking works with, and it is Greg Grunberg. He was in the pilot of Lost. He was on Heroes. That's his like big breakout that has nothing to do with J.J. Abrams. He's in Star Trek, the first one, as Captain Kirk's stepdad. He's in the Star Wars sequel movies as Snap Wexley, and then acclaimed soy-filled writer Cuck Wendig wrote stories about his parents in this really awful series called Star Wars Aftermath. All of that being said, Greg Grunberg is treated like J.J. Abrams' prized possession, because Greg Grunberg always gets some kind of like dignified role within any J.J. Abrams movie, and dignified in the sense that it's very noticeable that it's Greg Grunberg on the screen from TV's Heroes. And with that, I think that Greg Grunberg is also kind of like the guy to go to actors and be like, all right, here's what to expect from J.J. Abrams. So he essentially is grooming J.J. Abrams for J.J. Abrams' sake, in that he is getting all these actors to be like, yeah, J.J. Abrams is really smart. It's like, that nigga is thinking on the fly constantly, because he did not plan anything. because he thinks that planning anything is bad when it actually solves problems, saves you money, and makes you look smarter on film. I cannot believe how dumb J.J. Abrams is. But that's another tentacle. One of the last primary ones I would say is Matt Reeves. Matt Reeves directed Cloverfield, a film that J.J. Abrams produced to universal acclaim and quite a bit of money at the box office. It basically launched Matt Reeves' career, and he did stuff like the remake of Let the Right One In. He did the last 2 Planet of the Apes movies. And now he will be directing Robert Pattinson in Gotham City as the Batman. And so, because J.J. Abrams has a Warner Brothers contract now, J.J. Abrams is essentially teetering around with doing some DC properties. So, with someone like Matt Reeves at his back, he has a little bit more pull to kind of go like, oh, I want to do this and this with Superman, and yeah, let's just fuck up Green Lantern, just fuck its shit up. And I'm really scared as to this kind of crap. And before I go on, there is one final maybe person. I say maybe because they just seem like they're friendly. Her name is Ava DuVernay. I call her Ava Duversité because she is a black woman obsessed with wokeness and diversity, and it's really cringe. All of her movies are cringe. Somehow she got New Gods, and I'm like, that is going to be fucking giga woke cringe, and it really doesn't need to be. So there is a lot of shit known about how Ava DuVernay was brought in to watch The Force Awakens and make comments that they actually went through with. And at the time, all she was really known for was that Martin Luther King movie, Selma. And so for me, it just shows how stupid J.J. Abrams is, that he needs other people to confirm what works and what doesn't. It's like he has no real brain of his own. He's just like trying to steal from everyone. Or, just trying to use everyone to do his job for him, which means he shouldn't be doing that job in the first place. But J.J. Abrams does have all of his friends all over Hollywood. I don't think it's healthy. I think it's creating a system of nepotism that already is bad as shit in Hollywood. You do not need to be elevating people who are not good. You need to be elevating people who are excellent. That's how we get good movies. That's how we get good comics. That's how we get good video games, good music, good entertainment overall. You cannot, television, you cannot fucking just elevate your friends because they're your friends. You have to surround yourself with people who can do the job. That's what I did in film school, and, I was able to stand on my friends' shoulders when I needed, and they could stand on my shoulders when they needed. And, that kind of system of just like, hey, we're all learning, let's really go for it, like, let's do crazy shit, really pushed the envelope in my film department at that time. And I think that is something that is just inherently lacking in today's Hollywood. They're all a bunch of creative dregs. They are cogs in a corporate machine that really have nothing to say with what they do, and so they should be removed. Oh, man, I wish I was at a higher position to be talking like this, but at this point, I just don't give a fuck anymore. Dude, you ruined 2 franchises already. And one of them you ruined by just effortlessly remaking The Wrath of Khan. And the other one, you fucked up twice within the same trilogy. So go fuck yourself, J.J. Abrams, as usual. Your little friends should be worried, because if someone finds out that you are indeed a hack and a clown, it's not going to look good for you, buddy. It's not going to look good for you at all. So, in conclusion, to J.J. Abrams and all of his toadies, you better tread lightly, because there are people out there that are hungrier, more creative, and more talented than you, and they will steal your fucking jobs from out under the rug.